Hey, people. Welcome back to the Minority Men Show. I'm your host, Bree, here with Public Anthony Cook, Blue, and Mr. Wayne Wilson. So, we were talking about Hispanic Heritage Month. That got a big want. So we had we had two very passionate callers, and we definitely appreciate you calling in and asking our special guest questions. But this Republican running in Boston seems to really be a hot topic. So even though he lost, I guess he's still making a lasting impression that, in fact, there is a Republican in Boston. And our last caller just wanted to know, what can a Republican push or do in a Democratic city?
Well, unfortunately, in Democratic city, Republicans have to basically work with the legislators because they get nowhere. Because they, in any legislature, you need the vote of all sides, and if they're outnumbered, they get nothing done.
Are there any liberal principles that you could see a Republican adopting so that he could reach the people in Boston?
Well, look at Scott Brown. Scott Brown, many conservative, I understand, he's trying to play both sides, but, on key issues, he tend to vote with the Democrats on, which conservative, believe that if you are a Republican,
I just couldn't stand that man's commercials. I am Scott Brown. It shows always a typical family portrait, and he's out the cafe. I couldn't stand it.
So look, the thing is that Scott Brown was in for himself. So that's it. Well, look, the thing is, what I was trying to say is balance. We need balance. Because the thing is that look at what happened recently. The governor and the legislators basically they vote in a tech tax, and what happened? They talked to the businesses, and they had to repeal it because basically what a lot of the businesses said is that well look. If you invoke this tax, we will take our business out of the state, and they were serious about it. So therefore, they had to backpedal and vote it down. It would have been better if they had talked to these businesses in the first place and get their idea. Before they voted on the tax, but then the thing is that because this is a predominantly Democratic state, there's no opposition, and basically that's what I'm saying. That if there's no opposition,
I agree
for some of the policies, then your taxes are going to keep going up and up. Sky's the limit.
And I'm glad you say Democratic and not liberal, because I definitely say that this state is Democratic and not liberal, because liberal is supposed to be about freedom. I never seen so many rules in my life for what is supposed to be a liberal state. So this is definitely a Democratic state, and I see your point when it comes to the situation, especially with Massachusetts and them collecting money, because that seems to be priority number one for this Commonwealth, is always collecting money. And I understand you need to pay the bills, but at the same time, you don't need to tax, where I walk.
At the end of the day, I'm very, very intrigued by, black Republicans. In fact, when the parties first started back in the days when, we were slaves, black people were actually Republicans. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm open to his ideologies. I just never heard him talk at all. Like, he never pushed them. I never heard of it.
Oh, why?
As far as Anthony Cook is saying, I guess he fell asleep at debates, which I didn't even see him at. So, I'm open. I'm not a type of person who supports teams. I support people and their ideas.
If there was a conservative out there that represented my points of views, I'd support it. Public. Now, if there was a
He's handing out high fives.
a conservative member of a Republican that was a Republican, and he represented many of your views, but you didn't agree with everything, which is any candidate. Could you be compelled to support?
Yeah, if his politics is important to my family and how I feed my family and how I go about my daily life, I don't see why not. I'm not just gonna vote for someone because they're part of a party that I believe in, but
True.
I don't believe in them. You know, I'm open to whoever it is. You could be, I don't care, Republican, a Democrat, whatever.
Green Party.
Green,
Tea
blue,
Party.
red, purple, green, it doesn't matter. If you're talking about my household, and when I say talking about my household, it has to benefit my household. If you're saying that you're going to increase my taxes and not provide, you know, a better landscape in terms of like the streets, fix the potholes in my streets, then I can't vote for you. But now if you're saying, I'm not going to raise your taxes, but I'm still going to come and sweep your front yard and whatever you need to pick up trash on time.
Speaking my language.
Then at the same, then I'm gonna vote for you. So I don't believe in really parties. I believe in individuals and what they have to
Are
say.
you copying me right now?
No,
And I think that the parties get in the way of the individual doing their job or representing, being a true representative of their people. And look at Romney, for instance. Now, in no way am I gonna, defend Romney. I don't really care much for him as, whatever, as a public figure. But he was like water when he was governor of Massachusetts. And, for the few days that he was here in Massachusetts when he wasn't promoting himself, he voted for the health care that we have now. And he didn't, clamp down on a lot of our liberal policies. He could have tried to come in here and try to fight the system, but he didn't. He just kind of went with the flow. And I think in part because he had higher aspirations. So he just looked at this as a stepping stone and said, okay, I'll do what I can here, and then I'm going to keep it moving and get my book deals. But, he didn't, I'd say he was, he could bend, but the other thing about it is that you have to have a stand somewhere. He kind of felt spineless to me in that sense that, we like steak better than roast beef, and he's like, oh, then I like steak this week, and then he changed his mind the next week. So he never was concrete on anything.
Did he stop the garbage man from picking up your garbage or something like that? Because you're real passionate about this particular person.
Because the caller brought up Romney, and he brings up just a lot of feelings. Just like some of the things that he said during his candidacy, and while he was running for president, it was just amazing that anyone would vote for that man. Anyone that, made under $100,000 would vote for that man.
Well, what's important, and I wanted to ask the caller this. I'm sorry, I know he's about to say something, Bree, but I forgot to ask the caller, did he vote?
Oh, call back, caller, please.
Call back. Let us know, 857-366-5444, because like we talked before, it's easy to say something after the fact. But if you didn't vote, then you really don't have a voice. You was about to say something, Bri. I cut you off. I know I was being greedy with the mic.
Actually, I'm very intrigued and want to know what Blue thinks. Would he ever vote for a Republican? I know he said he had some liberal tendencies.
I'm just afraid of the party itself. I mean, Reagan, Bush. They just produce such scary people. Anybody ever see the Boondocks when he says Ronald Reagan is the devil? You know what I'm talking about?
Why does everything always go back to like a cartoon or something like that?
Oh, but Boondocks? You never saw Boondocks?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I mean, no, I'm just saying. I'm just talking about in general. But, Mr. Wilson, listen, we're not here to bash any type of party. We're just here to educate. And I think it's important for people to understand, hey, your vote counts.
No, it is about the individual person, but that party just scares me. All right, I'm done.
You done? That was your one-hitter quitter?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We should also, I mean, that being said, we should definitely tap into what's been going on in Boston, because Boston's been doing some great things this weekend.
That was smooth. That was really smooth.
Hey,
I like that.
listen,
that was smooth. I like that.
But, one of the things, I was very fortunate. I had I was blessed to get the opportunity to go to an Alzheimer's walk. So if you see me in studio right now, I'm in a white T-shirt, shorts, socks pulled up to my knees.
Soccer gear.
He looks like he's about to
I look
play a
like-
flag football
I
game.
look like I played a soccer game. That's what Blue said. But it was today was a great day. I mean, I had the opportunity to take this walk, and I saw thousands of people, and it was a good experience because it wasn't about politics, people, individuals. It was about a cause, and that cause was to help, promote awareness. And I think that was the great thing for me today. What about you, Bree? How was your weekend?
Oh man, today I'm happy that you said a lot of things are going on in Boston. It's funny because my college buddies, they're like, why do you still live in Boston? There's nothing going on there. And there actually is, there's a lot going on. But this weekend, actually, right before we came to the show, I had a chance to go to Open Streets, Open World. And they shut down Blue Hill Ave from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. There was absolutely no traffic, and it was all vendors. They had kids' games. They had the moon bounce. People were walking, skating, biking. They had some art making. There was Zumba going on. There was some music, some jazz.
Yeah, they had at least
There
two
was some-
fitness classes, right?
Oh, my goodness. It was just so inspirational. It was so powerful. And I think the take home that I got is I got to meet my neighbors. We're actually going to play a clip that's going to outro the show. But when I say my neighbors, I mean people who have lived in Roxbury, Dorchester for 20, 30, 40, 50 years and who've stayed here. And just the history and just the wealth of knowledge that they have and just the love and passion for their community. It was just very, very beautiful and powerful. And there are a lot of grassroots organizations going on.
I was just about to say
There's foods markets. There's actually the Dorchester Food Co-op. We're gonna post some of our stuff on our Facebook. But I was just very, very happy and proud to be a Roxbury resident because there's local businesses that are trying to make it, and I know I'm taking the strides to make sure my household supports local businesses. No more Stop and Shop, Trader Joe's. I'm going to the Food Project.
But hey, Stop and Shop at Trader Joe's. Remember, if you want to support the Minority Men Show, hit us up because we're always willing for a bigger promotion. But I know Anthony Cook. We all were there today, and just reflecting back. I mean, one of the things that I saw kids playing in the streets. That was beautiful to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kids having the opportunity to ride up and down Blue Hill Ave without a worry of being run over, without worry of any interference, without worry about just anything. They were carefree.
Yes.
Their faces lit up today, and that was wonderful to me. Just
The drumming,
to see all
the
these
drummer. Remember the drummer
Yeah.
circle?
Oh my
That
gosh,
was
that was
great.
beautiful.
For those of you that didn't go to Open Streets, Open World today, they had a drumming session in the middle of Blue Hill Ave. They had at least 20 drums, different types of drums out there.
Maracas, shakers.
Yeah, and it was amazing and you should see the kids, like you were saying, public, the kids' faces, it just light up, man. It was just a great time, and they were in rhythm.
Yeah, and then, I mean, to me, like I said, one of the things is seeing the businesses out there who are from the community who are doing big things. I saw this one particular company. I don't have them offhand, but I definitely post them up on Facebook and give them a shout out next week. And I've invited them to come on the show. It was a young woman and a young man. They started a T-shirt company.
That's what they were
Yeah.
doing?
And
Oh.
they have organic material.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, wow, young, entrepreneurs,
Innovation.
innovative, you know what I'm saying? All the adjectives, all the nouns, all the pronouns, whatever, that's what they were about.
Mm.
And I was impressed to see them out there today with their own booth, with their own brand in our community.
Were those shirts made from him?
I don't know, man, but maybe you can
Just
ask.
asking.
But
Just asking. Yeah.
the
We'll have him on the
designs-
show soon enough.
Yeah, absolutely. The designs were great. I mean, and their presentation.